Backrooms might be the most unsettling horror movie A24 has released in years. Directed by YouTube creator Kane Parsons, the film takes a simple idea of endless yellow hallways and transforms it into a nightmare that feels impossible to escape. Instead of relying on constant jump scares, Backroom builds dread through isolation, uncertainty, and the fear of being trapped somewhere that shouldn't exist, and that's what makes it one of the creepiest horror films A24 has ever released, in my opinion. The film follows Clark, a furniture store owner who discovers a doorway into the back rooms, and Dr. Mary Klein, the therapist who becomes involved in a mystery surrounding his disappearance. Rather than being a simple kind of found footage horror film, Backrooms becomes kind of a psychological horror story about loneliness, isolation, and people searching for meaning inside a reality that doesn't make much sense. The movie expands the mythology of the original YouTube series created by Kane Parsons, while still leaving plenty of unanswered questions. Now, some fans will love that, and others will feel like the movie explains too much. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not perfect. The story occasionally struggles to balance the character drama with the mythology, but the atmosphere is so effective that I was completely invested for like most of the runtime. So overall, I think it's a genuinely good horror movie. Now, I will say the pacing, specifically in the second half, is going to very much polarize audiences, because if you're going into this expecting this kind of monster movie, and then you get to the second half and it's kind of dominated by the flashbacks and the backstory and kind of the slow pacing, I think that is definitely going to divide some people. Now, even though I'm okay with it, I really enjoyed the kind of more the slower paced storytelling. I can see how that's going to be something that's going to be pretty frustrating. And also, if you're sensitive to motion sickness, the opening sequence with the shaky cam may put some people off. I actually thought the opening sequence was a bit too effective when it came to, the shaky cam and this and that. So I guess if you're sensitive to that, you may want to, that's something you should look out for or want to look out for. Now, when it comes to the performances, Joatel Ejiofor as Clark serves as the emotional center of the film. And I will say, when it comes to his character, he reminded me kind of Jack Nicholson's character from The Shining, in the sense that you feel like something is kind of off with him before he even experiences any of the supernatural kind of events that he finds himself in, and that could be an issue for some people, right? Because he is a character who is a little tough to like in a way. I mean, when you see, obviously he's kind of going through this divorce, a lot is happening in his life, and we get more insight into his backstory with the flashbacks and his relationship with the therapist. But yeah, that will be kind of a thing, right? He's a complex character. He's a tough character to kind of maybe relate to for some people, but overall, I liked Clark. I thought the performance was actually pretty strong from him. But by far the strongest performance came from Renata Riesfa as Dr. Mary Klein. She delivers, I thought, one of the strongest performances in the film, and it's partially because she goes from this very kind of logical person who increasingly enters a world where everything becomes more and more illogical. So you kind of see that kind of professional facade she puts on kind of early into the movie kind of vanish as she enters the back rooms and she kind of goes into this kind of crazy scenario. I thought for me she was the character I found myself relating to the most overall in the entire movie. And they do have like some supporting characters, but I felt frankly quite a few of them were a bit underused. I kind of wish that we could have saw more, to be honest. But yeah, overall those two I thought were the strongest in the movie. But in many ways, I think Backroom kind of represents like a major shift in the entertainment industry, right? You have this viral internet horror concept becoming a successful theatrical film directed by the same creator who made it famous online in the first place. That's almost unheard of. But now it's kind of happening more and more when you have situations like the Iron Lung. That was another one with a famous YouTube creator making it big in Hollywood. So it's happening more frequently. For years, Hollywood kind of looked down on YouTube creators, and now it seems like they're going to be mining them for hits. So don't be surprised when you see people going to Hollywood executives going to Reddit, YouTube, looking for the next kind of director that they can kind of elevate on the big screen in order to make a lot of money off them. But anyways, what do you guys think? Did Backrooms successfully expand the mythology of the original series, or do you think the movie explained too much and the concept worked better as small YouTube shorts? Let me know in the comments. I kind of want to get your thoughts about the Backrooms. Did you love the movie? Did you hate it? Until then, I'm T-Rex 3000 and I'm out.